Hello. How is everyone? I hope you are doing well. It's been a bit, but I'm very happy to be here and able to film a video for you guys today. But first and foremost, I of course need to address with the current situation we have going on right now, to any of you who recently are out of work because of the virus, are forced to go to work, whether you're in some sort of food industry, medical industry, you are doing incredible work and you are so valued by so many people in this world. So thank you for doing what you do. To anyone who is forced to stay in a home situation now, that's kind of unpleasant. I'm sorry that this is going on. I feel privileged in that I now have time to be able to film some videos for you guys, get some videos edited that I've been meaning to edit, and hopefully YouTube or Netflix or books or music or something can be an oasis for those of you who are at home, who are maybe struggling with some panic and anxiety. It's just a weird time, guys. It's just like not good. So I'm just trying to find the positives where I personally can, but I know not everyone is in a situation where that is as easy. But with all of that said, here we are today. Coming up, I've got an LA vlog for you guys. I went there for work a few weeks ago at this point and just haven't had the chance to edit it. So now is the time, and now is the time to film this video that you guys are watching that I have been wanting to film for quite some time. Before I return to YouTube, I thought I would just do an Instagram post about this, but here we are today back on YouTube and I'm able to talk your ears off, and I think that'll be easier. And yeah, this is a topic I'm excited to finally get into. So let's jump into it. I first want to start with my history as a person who has a period. I'm someone who never used tampons previously. I had one kind of bad experience attempting to insert one when I was younger, and from that day on, just my body and tampons did not get along. So despite what some people think, pads are not disgusting, and anyone who thinks they are, you're just being problematic, and it's just not necessary. It's just not worth it to worry about how other people handle their periods. So let's get that out of the way. But of course, I came to a point in time where I was annoyed with how wasteful the whole situation was, and I was intrigued by cups and period panties. I actually did a video like 2 years ago at this point where I reviewed Thinx, so I'll link that in the description or put it in the cards or something, and you can check that out if you want. But I am going to talk about Thinx again in this video because I have some updated thoughts on them. I was into the idea of period panties and terrified by the idea of period cups. Everyone talked about what a learning curve they were. Since I really wasn't comfortable using tampons, I really thought I just was not the candidate for period cups, menstrual cups, what have you. But here we are, months in. I tackled my fears, and I want to talk about that a little bit in this video because it's something that I personally haven't seen a lot of people talk about in this whole subject matter, except for on Reddit. But not really a lot in a video format. So I want to be super transparent with you guys and just share my thoughts on all of that. I will try to keep this video as concise as possible because there are so many things to talk about. Okay, let's get to chapter 2, the Flex Cup. I have used this for several periods now. I got the Slim Fit. This brand also makes Flex discs, which when you buy the cup, annoyingly, they give you 2 of the discs in here in an attempt, I'm sure, to entice people to continue to buy a product, because the whole thing with buying a period cup, a menstrual cup, is you no longer have to buy disposable period products. So kind of shady marketing. So that right off the bat didn't love, but maybe they've changed how they package these. Maybe you can just get the cup now. At the point in time when I purchased this, that was not the case. The reason why I got this cup, why I finally pulled the trigger on a cup despite my immense fears that my body would reject this as well. And when I say reject, let me just go ahead and be transparent with you guys, because you probably are like, what the heck is she talking about? Basically, the first time I tried to use a tampon, I was so tense that I just couldn't get it in. And I don't know, it was a really strange feeling. It made me really lightheaded. I got a migraine from attempting to do it, to the point where I almost passed out. I was at an amusement park in a public restroom attempting to do this. Overall, it was a bad day. And since it gave me such an overwhelmingly sick feeling, I was just like, cool, never touching a tampon ever again in my life. Great, deuces, I'm out. That's basically the fear I had with using a cup as well, that I would have some sort of migraine, nauseous reaction. But that wasn't the case, you guys. Although it is a learning curve. So let me just go ahead and get into this a little bit more. The reason I wanted to use this cup in particular, I saw ads on Instagram for it. This is what it looks like. I'll probably insert some B-roll as well. But the whole thing is that you've got this kind of separate piece that you thread through. And when you go to remove it, you can kind of see, you can break the seal, which was something that terrified me when researching cups originally. The whole notion that I would have to reach so far inside me to be able to break the seal of this cup before I could pull it out. What evil chaos was that all about? I didn't want to be about it. And so when I saw this ad on Instagram, I thought, okay, maybe this is an easier way for me to transition into using a cup. And it certainly was. The main complaints I've seen with this cup on YouTube and other reviews and things like that are that it's quite bulky because of its unique design, which is true. I do the sort of fold where you push down because I feel like that creates the smallest sort of surface area to insert. And I actually use a little lube to get things going, get things up in there. This is from Mod. Again, another stupid Instagram brand that just stole my money. Hello, this is Editing Tara. I just wanted to pop in to say to Filming Tara, that wasn't a very good joke. Didn't really come across. What I mean is Mod has beautiful Instagram marketing that I fell for. I was weak to their powers and had to buy things from them. So, Mod, you're actually doing a very good job, and I'm sorry for trying to be funny. Any lube that works with silicone, you can use on a cup, and then it just makes things go inside that much easier. If you're learning, this is a great tip. If you're not learning, this is a great tip. Every time I insert this, I still use just a wee bit of lube. So with that said, I don't struggle with this product at all, despite its kind of large size. And being able to have this bit hang out of you a little bit lower than some other cups, I find quite nice, as long as you get comfortable enough with inserting this high enough, which you kind of have no choice. You have to be comfortable with inserting it in you high enough, otherwise it won't work. Then this isn't that uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can feel it a little bit, and it's almost a weird feeling where like the first few times I used it, I was like, I feel like I might be leaking. I feel something in my pantaloons that don't feel right. But it's just this little thing being annoying. However, if you can basically insert this in a way where it's not going to, basically where it's straight on and not to the side, like that inside of you, then it's less uncomfortable. But when I say less uncomfortable, it's not uncomfortable, it just takes some getting used to. There have been days when I insert this like so well that I actually just like don't even feel this bit hanging out of me at all, and I think that just comes with practice. That's probably how it should feel every time, but every time I've inserted it correctly, it doesn't leak, which is amazing. So this is a 12-hour protective sort of cup like all of them are. Not gonna lie to you, I have worn it past 12 hours just ever so slightly, maybe 30 minutes to an hour or so. Just sometimes I have long work days, sometimes just stuff happens, things get in the way. The only reason I believe that cups put that 12-hour limit on there is because of toxic shock syndrome, and it's just kind of like a requirement that needs to be said. Even if nothing could happen, it's just kind of a way for companies to cover their asses, to be honest with you. To kind of wrap things up as much as I can, this is a great product. And it's the only cup I see myself buying because it's just the easiest to use as someone who used to use pads. Almost forgot to mention, it does come with a little bag to store it in, and I bought a little cup wash from a different brand. This is actually a different menstrual cup brand called Salt, but I just bought a little wash to wash my cup in between wears. However, at the beginning of each cycle, I boil my cup as well as at the end of each cycle, I boil my cup to disinfect it, put it back in its bag to take a nap, and then wash, rinse, repeat, do the whole thing next month. I think that's basically everything I have to say about that cup. Summarized, I love it. It's my go-to for when I want to continue to wear high-rise jeans and thongs and things like that. I'll get into some period thongs shortly here, but yeah, it's just my go-to for when I want to continue to live my life and wear whatever I want. Overall, A+ product, no matter which cup you get. I believe in you. You can adapt. You can get used to it. It's possible. I was like so scared of inserting this cup, and I did it. I also recommend, if it's your first time inserting a cup, you could kind of lay on your bed and kind of put your knees up and just, put the lights down low, just get relaxed, continue to breathe and practice that way versus like standing up like the Hunchback of Notre Dame over your toilet. It's just maybe not the most pleasant feeling for first time inserting, but if you got it, you go for it. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. I think that's basically all I have to say about the cup. So, on to Modibodi. So, Modibodi is a brand of undergarments. What I was most interested in from them are their period panties. So, this last Black Friday, I'm not a Black Friday shopper, I'm not a Cyber Monday shopper. However, I did use it as an opportunity to snag some goods from this brand because let's not lie to ourselves, period panties are insanely expensive. I think if you're someone who's on a budget and you want to do a zero waste period, absolutely cups are the way to go. They're like $30 to $40 the first time you buy them, but that's it. That's all you have to buy. And in theory, you can just wear whatever underwear you want with them, live your best life. Whereas period panties, they're usually anywhere from $10 to $30 a pair. So if you want to buy enough pairs to get you through a whole period, it adds up real fast. I'm gonna leave prices on the screen because I can't remember how much I paid for these, or at least I'll put the prices on when I show you each style I got. So I got 5 pairs of these guys. These are just their bikini for heavy days. And then I also got 6 pairs of the thong, which is just called like their classic thong, I believe. First and foremost, let's talk about these bad boys for heavy days. I have to be honest with you, these feel really thick. They get the job done. These are great for if you're gonna be sleeping, if you're gonna have a long day at work. These will get you through. I think they say 8 hours on the website. I could be wrong, but I absolutely get 8 full hours of wear with these, perhaps a little bit more, at least not on super heavy days. I personally have not tried any period panties that could get me through like a whole day of work on like my heaviest day, although am I lying? Because I feel like in my Thinx video, I totally did that. I might not have done that though, because at the time I wasn't working the sort of job where I'm working like 9 to 12 hour days. But I think I was probably working like a 5 to 6 hour shift or something at my summer job. So yeah, if you're looking for something that could get you through a very, very, very full day of work or school, or just a full day in general, no matter what you're doing, I don't know if I would recommend these on a heavy day, but if it's like a regular day of your period, moderate day, absolutely, this is all you need. There have been a lot of times on my period where I'm just like, I feel disgusting. I'm not going to insert that clip again that I did in that other video. It's tempting, but I won't do it. There's some days where I feel disgusting and I just want to wear a big, billowy black dress and some period panties. I don't want to put anything in me. I don't want to look at anyone. I don't want anyone to speak to me. And this is the vibe I'll go for on those days. They're so comfortable, so easy. Despite the bulk, if you're wearing a big dress or if you're going to sleep, who really cares? This is not something I would wear under like high-rise denim, obviously. So the other product I had from them is 6 of these thongs. And the reason I did this is for a week where, say, I want to wear denim every single day. And I've got my cup, got my diesel jeans. No, I'm just kidding. I got my Modibodi thong, which I got it in this lighter color. So say it's summer and you want to wear like a linen pant or whatever. If you want to be so bold, you can do that. These are definitely, kind of bulky in the crotch, but they will not show under any garments you're wearing because it is a thong. This is something that I'll also wear on like the last day or so of my period where I'm kind of just like spotting a bit. I'll be honest with you, I've had some stressful times recently where I'm just like spotting when it's not my period. And this is something really easy to throw on just to make sure you've got a little extra protection. You know, if it's maybe your first few times using a cup and you're not confident that you've inserted it properly, this is just like the bit of backup that you need. Whether anything is even going to get on it or not, it is nice for the peace of mind. And if you don't feel like buying panty liners, because the whole point is being zero waste. No shade to anyone who still wants to buy panty liners. This is just saying, like, if you don't, this is an option. And I think they're great. Yeah, those are my thoughts on Modibodi. Just like a spoiler alert, I like Modibodi better than I like Thinx for a couple of reasons, which I will get into when I briefly give you my updated thoughts on Thinx. I have the same Thinx I had when I filmed that video a couple of years ago. I've got their classic hip hugger in 2 colors. I've got 2 pairs of their cheekies, and I've got 1 of their thongs. In terms of wear, I think they've done a really, really, really nice job, despite the time that my stupid ass put them in the dryer. Or no, I didn't put them in the dryer. I accidentally washed them with fabric softener. So they are not as effective anymore. You know, people say don't use fabric softener. Well, I can attest to that because I was stupid and I accidentally did it. And now I just don't use fabric softener at all, just to avoid any sort of issues like that in the future. And it's just, fabric softener is not good for any of your clothes, just so you know. It's a scam, okay? So yeah, RIP to these, but they still work, and they work on days that I'm a little bit more regular. Just to highlight, I still like the hip huggers the best. I think they have the best protection. The shape is the best, just going around your body and catching everything. Yeah, it's like, I think it was probably their first style and it's just tried and true and it gets the job done. The cheeky, I still don't love. This is something that I'll actually use in the same way I would use a thong, but then it's like less versatile than a thong. So I'm like, it's something that like, if I could go back in time, I probably wouldn't have purchased the cheekies. I don't think they serve a great function unless they've changed the design. As I mentioned in my first video, where the kind of protective layers start on the front of your crotch, it just doesn't cover everything it needs to, and so you can end up leaking like out of the front. And the thong works basically the same way that the Modibodi thongs do, so nothing to report on that. Something else I will say, I loved this kind of striped lace that they had when I bought these. If you want to buy them now, they all have like chevron lace on them. I just don't like chevron. It just takes me back to like 2008 Pinterest, so that's personal. If you like it, go off. I just don't. And so that's one reason why I ended up purchasing Modibodi this time. They're just a lot more simple, straightforward. That's all I kind of want. And then also, there's obviously throughout the years just been a wee bit of controversy with Thinx and their CEO in terms of some like allegations that I won't get into, but if I find some articles, I can try and link them in the description. And then also stealing from artists. For their campaign that came out recently with Alana from Broad City. They kind of, it would appear, stole that whole sort of like, she's hugging herself, she's got like a clone who she's like spending time with. They stole that from another artist, and right when I was like about to pull the trigger on these period panties during Black Friday this past year, I saw that and I was just like, that ain't it. That is not it. Do what you will with that information. They still make a great product. Ultimately, they are still like doing a great thing for this earth in terms of zero waste panties. But I'm the type of person who's like recovering from spending a lot of money in my youth, and anything that can keep me from spending money, whether it's like cruelty-free, women-owned, organic this, that. It just helps me to make smarter decisions, and stealing from artists just is not a cool thing. So that's something I noticed. Yeah. So basically, in conclusion, my routine consists usually of me wearing maybe some period panty on the days when I'm about to start my period. And then when I'm in like full force of the period, I use the cup with a thong. I usually put a cup in at like 7 a.m. in the morning. I'll come home, try to take it out at like 7 o'clock at night, and then I'll slip into a pair of these heavy duty sort of Modibodi panties. Sleep in these. This chills out until morning. So I can sleep in a cup. I've done it before. I don't find it the most comfortable, so that's why I prefer to sleep in period panties. And by the time I get to the end of my period, then I only have to wear period panties. I've tried it before where I only have to wear a cup 2 days, but just depending on what I want to wear, how comfortable I'm feeling on my period, I might wear a cup every single day. I've got a very flexible routine. I love it. I love that I'm not generating waste anymore. I am privileged to have been able to afford to buy all of this stuff because it's a lot of stuff. But I also wanted to try it with the thoughts that I would be reviewing it on some sort of social media platform. So I'm happy to do that for you guys. If I left anything out in this video because I feel like I rambled a ton, please let me know. Please ask questions. I am happy to answer them. Happy to do any follow-up videos. That's basically all I have to say. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and have a great rest of your day wherever you're at. Bye.